Put your hands together, everybody, for Mike J.
Did y'all see that walk? That's how the white people walk in the mall in the mornings. How you doing, man? Y'all make some noise. Hello, y'all. Man, I walked in, people was using so many big words, loquacious. I was like, I went to school with her. I'm trying to tell you, man. Congratulations to y'all. Y'all make some noise for the couple. Look at that. Y'all gotta have me at the wedding. I made white people clap for black love. Come on now.
Hello?
What it do, baby boo?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. How you doing, baby? What's going on?
Good. How was your day?
That was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hold on a
just
second. TJ! TJ! How many times I told you not to stand on your sister's head? Get the fuck off your sister's head, okay? Stand on her head one more time. I'm gonna put you out back with the dogs. Not playing. Oh, you just like your daddy if I can find his ass. Hello?
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you
Yeah,
good.
So how was your day?
Yeah, just came back from open mic. You know what I'm saying? And
Hold on for a second. If y'all don't sit here and put that fire extinguisher down, put the fire extinguisher down. Jesus, can't y'all see I'm on the phone? There is no fire. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. So I just came back from open mic, working on some new material for comedy.
God,
You know what I'm
that is-
saying?
TJ,
And
TJ, stop swinging on the ceiling fan. You're getting dust on the baby. Get off the ceiling fan. Get off of the ceiling fan right now.
Welcome to Raw Talent with your host, Miss Tink. Welcome to Raw Talent. Welcome to Raw Talent with your host, Miss Tink. Welcome to Raw Talent.
So tell me, who is Mike J?
oh man, who's Mike J? Comedian, stand-up comedian, proud father. Stretch my jacket off. Just out. Proud father. I love giving back to my community. DJ, event host, just introvert. We talked about before.
It don't seem that way though.
It's weird because they think because you tell jokes on the stage, like, you must be in the clubs turning up and all that stuff. But really, like I go on stage and do my thing, and go fuck home. You know?
So how as an introvert are you able to go on stage in front of a group of people? Because introverts don't like stuff like that.
You're right. Oh, I've been feeling I'm about to die. Like even now, I was like, eat me a couple of Doritos and say a prayer.
He ain't that bad though.
Something about God and Doritos.
They go together.
But I was just, it's tough because it's almost like you have to fight yourself sometimes, to bear. And, part of comedy is bearing yourself. You're showing yourself to a bunch of people who don't know you.
Right.
And you putting yourself out there, especially for my comedy. I'm not the two guys walking the bar type of guy. I like to tell what really happened to me in my life and my story.
So you use the real life experiences.
Yeah.
To,
Yeah. So,
that make it even harder as an introvert. Because introverts don't like sharing their, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Because
That sound real tough.
It's some things I still kind of keep
Yeah.
guarded.
So how do you pick and choose which topics is like, okay, let me definitely share this, and let me definitely keep this in the corner pocket. You know what I'm saying?
It's weird because it's like I don't really write, so I kind of just look at the show and the environment, the atmosphere, the crowd, and I just pretty much pull up the story.
So you figure out your content in
On
the
the fly.
moment.
Just like that.
So how do you redo it? Do you redo the same You know, because a lot of comedians use some of the same jokes. You know what I'm saying? So
And you know, I keep a certain set of jokes and things like that to keep in the pocket. But for the most part, you know, my first time getting up on that stage, I
it's like a
to just-
freestyle rapper.
Yeah.
Freestyle comedy. Okay.
And even, you know, even with using the same jokes, I may word it a different way
Right.
the next time that we use it.
Right.
Never heard that one before.
Right.
Actually, you did. You know, but
So are you one of them comedians that don't like being recorded?
that's something I'm growing into because I was taught by the old school comedian. You know, Bam, he's my mentor.
Shout out
So,
to Bam.
Shout out to Bam. And Bam came up in the era when you didn't have a cell phone.
Right.
You know, you weren't able to record. So he could do the same set over and over.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying, it'd be still fresh because nobody's sharing. You know?
Yeah.
So
So does that make it harder for you?
it does. It does. It's comedy, period, is, I'd say, the hardest job ever.
Wow.
It's just the amount of stress that's on your body when you're on that stage, trying to just, you're not trying to be funny, you're being yourself, but like I said, you're being yourself in front of people that don't know you. People could judge you, people could, you know, it's comedians getting canceled nowadays, you know what I'm saying, off of just telling things that happen in their lives. So it's a risky, scary ass business, you know. So, but I love it, man. It's thrilling. It's thrilling.
You love it, but it's stressful. And you be up there fighting.
You do, man.
You know, the way that was worded was just like...
Because it's like, shucks, like even before a joke, I take a deep breath and I'm like, all right, Mike. Go ahead.
But I've seen you in
Tell me
action
what's up.
figures. I didn't know that this was like off the dome. I didn't know that you didn't like
You know, right.
have it all together. I have seen what I know some of it is like on the spot, especially when like so you're interacting with audience members.
Mhm.
I know
I
then
love that.
like it's on the spot
I
because
love
it'll be certain like if you're in Petersburg, your jokes may be about something in the area. You know what I'm saying? I've seen you do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as like majority of it being like nah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
And sometimes it's muscle memory. Sometimes you can do a set so much that you don't even really need to even write it down. You already know
Yeah.
how to frame it, how to word it. And then you look at your crowd, you'll be like, ooh, like I could pick with this old lady right here in this front row. And then go to my joke about old women.
But how do you know that she won't be offended? Like you picking
I feel like if you come to a comedy show, you should be good. Like,
so it's easier to pick with the people in the front, or you like pick
Oh, yeah.
anybody.
that's the rule of thumb. If you sit there close to the stage, if you VIP,
But that's real.
we gonna give you
That's
an experience. Hell yeah. You are first up to that. Goddamn it.
So what about the people that like hackle you, like doing it, like they keep talking while you trying to do your set? Like does that irritate you or throw you
It
off?
doesn't. It doesn't. I actually see some of them want that reaction to try to throw you off.
Right.
Me, I'm with you. I'm weird because it's like you be like, yeah, man, you. And I'll be like, yeah, such and such, and then they'll be like, man, that was actually funny. I thought you was gonna come at me, but
Right.
you actually went with the joke that I'm saying with about you, you know,
Right.
as the audience.
Right.
So, you know, it's a lot of fun.
Speaking of going with the jokes, do you ever use the negative as a positive, like in other relations to your career?
Oh, all the time. All the time. You know, most of my comedy is about, you know, trials and tribulations I face, you know, whether it came to dating, whether it came to, you know, just being, you know, quote unquote nice guy, you know.
So are you not the nice guy? Because the quote unquote makes it questionable.
I've been told I'm a nice guy.
Okay.
The women have told
Wait,
me.
there you go straight in that jacket again.
I've been told a couple times I'm a super nice, super sweet guy. You know, I poke fun at that. You know, growing up in Petersburg, you know, all black city, especially one of the roughest cities in Virginia,
Definitely.
and me being the nerdy introvert guy, you know, I poke fun at that.
So
too.
you're a nerd and an introvert.
Oh, I'm super nerd. I'm
What makes you a nerd?
Marvel Comics, Dragon Ball Z, anime.
Does that mean you're a nerd?
I don't know. Hell yeah. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I read a bunch of books, so I thought I was a nerd. Like I read 160 books last year.
You a bookworm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
See, I'm trying to get into books. Well, I gotta listen to the audio. I just feel like
A lot of people want audio.
yeah, I can't read no pages.
I don't like listening to somebody, like, to me, it's like you droning. Like, even if your voice is enticing, I don't want to listen to a whole 200 pages of you reading to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
See, I guess I can do it because, like, I grew up. Well, of course, we all grew up in the era where, you know, we listened to radio.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And we listened to, like, a lot of the shows that was on, like Zulu and Tom Joyner and all them cats. So
Yeah.
for me, especially with having a passion in radio, I can put my earbuds in and listen to an audiobook all day.
Okay, sorry. It's good to know because when I do math, I'm going to send you the link.
Okay, come on.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'm going to go back to a point you made when you said something about a lot of comedians getting canceled based on their basically personal thoughts. Or even people going back pulling old tweets. You know what I'm saying? From like before Twitter was even really popular and canceling people that way. So how do you avoid being canceled, or how do you stop that negative press from getting to that point?
I think it's just a matter of just me sticking to who I am, you know, to defeat all of that. And I'm not the one to get on stage and give people a disclaimer. I'm going to say whatever I have to say. You know what I'm saying? You paid the money to come here, I'm going to give you a show.
Right.
You know, now one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not never going to go political. Not never going to attack someone's character. You know, I'm not even going to call somebody out their name. We're here to have a good time and have fun. But as far as staying away from that cancel culture, it's really just trying to do your best to just maintain some integrity about yourself. You know, because most people feel like I'm a comedian, I can say whatever I want to say, and I know there are certain boundaries. I don't want to touch. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want that type of energy on me, in my heart, going home from a show and feeling like, man, you know, this person probably go commit suicide because I just stayed bombing them the whole show or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't know how really people feel coming to a comedy show. I'm sure 9 out of 10 times they're here to try to get away from things that they've been, you know, ridiculed about, you know, the stresses of 9 to 5, 24/7 and all that stuff. So you come to a comedy show to give you a laugh. We're not here to sit here and make you feel like you're an enemy, you know?
Yeah.
So that's how I do.
But I guess being in the limelight, you know what I'm saying, like with the cancel culture, your personal life is part of your on stage life as well. So you can get canceled for something you did privately that had nothing to do with anybody else but you and whoever you interacted with, or you and yourself. You know what I'm saying? But they don't agree with it, so they cancel you for that. I think that's the harshest part of dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
It is, and I've somewhat experienced that, right? And here's what's crazy about that, right? So my thing is this: it's more, you know, from an audience standpoint, if they cancel you, kind of be like, all right, you know, there's plenty more people in the world that you can entertain.
Yeah.
But when it's people that you've actually worked with and shared a stage with, that's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, wow, you know you wouldn't like this if this happened to you. You know, and as a comedy group, why not us be more together to say, hey man, you know,
You said comedy group and y'all working in the
yeah,
same field.
like colleagues, you know, people who you share a stage with, you know, band together, you know, support group, something like that, because, you know, it's more to it than just going on stage and tell jokes. You know, as a comedy saying, you gotta laugh to keep from crying sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, so personal trauma can really affect your work. But if you have no
so
outlets,
how do you navigate if you don't agree with what somebody's doing in the collective?
It's tough because I really never been in that position too many times, but I know if it were me, you know, finding someone to trust that's, you know, in that same industry, I know it's easier said than done because trust is a big word. You know?
Yes.
But
and a heavy one too.
Right. But you know, most people you can kind of know, okay, I can go to you as a source. Guys like Bam, guys like Skeeter G, guys like you know, James Lawson, or, you know, a couple of others that I know I can go to and say, look, man, like, personally, I'm not okay.
Right.
You know? And you know, I don't want to, you know, be the type of guy that's gonna try to weigh my troubles on you because you got a job, you got shows to do, but how can I bounce back? So how can I do that?
So does that become a part of mental health?
It does.
So do you seek counseling for mental health? Because, you know, that's something, too, that black people, especially black men, are not okay with saying, I need a therapist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or a life coach. Or, you know.
I think we have to take accountability and just say to ourselves first that we have to really say that to ourselves that we need help.
Yeah.
And life coaches, therapists, definitely much necessary.
Yeah.
You know, for what we do. I think
even regular people do those types of things. So
of course.
imagine being in a line like the pressures that you're talking about. Like, just standing on stage in front of people that you don't know, fighting with yourself, being an introvert. That's like 3 conflicting ways that you're dealing with a situation. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
For a 20-minute set. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's 20 minutes of agony for you in some regard.
Yeah.
Because fighting with yourself, that ain't easy. You know what I'm saying?
It's not. You're kind of like, man, like, all right, you know, I know you, whatever happened today, just get on stage, take a breath.
Yeah.
Be great. And then you feel great being on stage, but it's that after you get off stage,
We go back to the reality.
real life is now a reality. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's that's why I say it's tough. It's
So you
tough.
said you dealt with the cancer culture in the summer guy before, so you was almost cancer.
Well, almost there.
You was almost there. But how you stop it?
Well, so,
Or how you recover yourself basically to
man,
not get cancer?
you know, it actually spoke for itself. I maintained who I've always been, you know, throughout that whole process. And, I mean, pretty much what happened was, you know, you get through a nasty breakup, people react out of emotions, you know, and some people felt the need to go to social media and, you know, find an outlet through there. And I can understand because who really has always the right answers in your emotional state? You know what I'm saying? Like, we all said some things, done some things, we kind of look back and be like, bro, I ain't real business.
Yeah.
Or that went a little too far. Or that
Right.
wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? But if you know yourself to not be that person a majority of time and say, okay, that was an emotional moment, keep it moving.
You
And-
apologize though?
yeah, of course.
You know?
Absolutely.
Say, own it.
You
That's
find
the
peace.
accountability.
Yeah, of course.
You know
And
what I'm
that's
saying?
part of it.
Then,
And you know, that's part of that should be a part of your nature. You know what
so
I'm
did
saying?
you go to social media or
No.
other parties? On
The
social
other
media?
part of it.
Oh.
And, you know, man, it was a tumultuous time for the both of us. Which, you know, this was a past relationship.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to discredit anybody in this because I feel like we both are 2 great people. Sometimes 2 great people just aren't great together.
Right.
You know? So I'll never sit here and bash anybody that's, you know, she's still an amazing person.
Right.
But the thing is, it's just when you're in that moment and you're hearing about this, you don't necessarily see it because you're blocked. So you're hearing about this and you're just thinking about, like, wow, okay, this is a real status? Like, they really went to social media about this? Like, we could have talked about this, you know what I'm saying? And not to mention, it was some things that was, you know, just exaggerated. You
Right.
know? But like I said, you know.
Did you turn that into a joke? Or was one of those situations you keep over to the side?
I think I probably could, but I'm keeping that in my pocket. At the moment. But it's just like, you know, moving forward, I should say, hey, this is an opportunity to just be a better you.
Right.
You know.
So everybody just realized that wasn't what it was.
No, it wasn't. And like I said, I all respect to her. You know what I'm saying? You know, I to this day we still, you know, text every now and then. We're still really good friends. You know?
Oh, good.
So I don't fault people for, you know, a moment of being human.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we all don't know exactly the right things to do all the time.
Right.
But being a good person, things start to fall in place to show that on both ends. You know what I'm saying? So since then, dodging the cancellation I wouldn't say that was a goal. That wasn't a goal for me. I didn't really care what people thought at that time. Like, I just was worried about me.
Right.
Like, mentally, I was suffering. I watched damn near a whole bunch of people that I considered close turn their backs and walk away.
Well, sometimes you need that, though.
And that's where I was. Like,
sometimes you need that because then you know who's for you and who's not for you, if that's the case.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know who to lean to and who not to lean to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You think you can ever like work on those relationships, or like I'm not saying like go back to where you were, but possibly grow in a different direction. That's what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Like we can be cordial, but we don't have to be best friends.
Oh yeah,
type
yeah,
situation.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Yeah.
Like that. I just had given that advice to somebody the other day. Like people do you wrong, you don't have to deal with them the same way, but you forgiveness is for yourself anyway. First of all, you know what I'm saying, for your growth and your mental. You know what I'm saying? That's where it starts.
Exactly. And I mean that's where I'm at. Like I'm never the type to harbor, negative energy. Like,
Right.
Like I said, a moment was a moment. At the end of the day, hey, I could go and perform with you. You don't necessarily have to be the greatest and stepping up and hey man, love you man. We ain't gotta do none of that. But I respect what you do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Professionally, hey, I'm clap for you.
Right.
Personally, I may can't take a drink with you, you know what I'm saying? I may can't,
Personally.
we may not be kicking it, but professionally, I'm always the type of, hey, if you achieve a certain level of success, I'm glad for you. I hope you do reach your goal. I hope you do great things because at the end of the day, how would that help me if I'm sitting here wasting time hating on you? That's not going to elevate me nowhere.
No, it's not. It's going to hold you back.
Exactly.
From your blessings.
Right. And I'm worried about somebody that ain't worried about me.
Right. So you're wasting energy too.
Yeah. Right.
That you could put into fighting with yourself in the first 20 minutes.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So tell me, who is DJ Kinfolk?
Oh man. DJ Kinfolk was born. Was a pandemic baby, for real. Now, DJ Kinfolk was, conceived in the basement of DJ Party Boys. So he's a guy that got me and I'm sure you probably heard his name, DJ Montana.
Oh yeah.
So he got us both together and was kind of like training us on how to DJ, how to work a board, how to stay on beat, rhythm, things like that. So this was 2015, 16.
That was pre-pandemic.
Yeah, see, I was underground with it.
Okay,
And then I was pushed out the womb when the
Oh.
pandemic hit.
Oh, okay. You go ahead and step out there.
Yeah,
Okay.
because at that time, comedy stages shut down. We were locked down.
Did you ever try to do virtual comedy?
Oh, God.
That probably would have been hard because then you ain't got nobody laughing.
That's the most horrible thing. Yeah. It's
You did try it?
I tried it a couple times. I was good at it, but it was just I didn't enjoy it because I like live interaction.
Yeah.
I like being in people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to tell a joke and then you hear a 15-minute delay of a laugh, you done moved on to the next joke, but you still hear somebody laugh in the middle of your new joke to the last joke. Now you thrown off. It's like, this ain't it.
Yeah, I understand. I'm sorry. I just asked that question.
No, that's a cool one. But yeah, as far as DJing, I had to find some type of way to make some money,
Yeah.
And then, I love music. I listen to music all the time. Being an introvert,
Yeah.
I'm at the house playing nothing but music. So, this is my opportunity to just say, okay, well, comedy stages are closed right now. Let's see what this DJ thing takes off.
So where did you DJ at during the pandemic?
Oh man, cookouts. People who having like cookouts.
Because we didn't listen to the socializing world.
At the fuck off.
So we can do it outside because we ain't together. We separated,
Well, a lot of social distancing going on. But cookouts, birthday parties. My man Jamil had an open mic. He was still doing outdoors, so I would come through and DJ for him every now and then at those shows too, and I would just mostly practice at home. And so eventually, I just got really good at that. I actually shocked myself because I just never saw that coming.
Is that easier as an introvert to DJ versus?
Oh, very.
I was saying because you can basically be in your own world,
Exactly.
like you in your own musical vortex, while everybody else is just enjoying your moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. In some events, you don't even have to talk on the microphone. You know?
Yeah.
Just pretty much, I ain't gonna say hi behind the music, but you just let the music speak for you. You know what I'm saying? So that actually does help my mental in some cases. You know?
So is it easier to do parties or is it easier to do open mics?
Parties.
Why?
I like energy though. Like open mics, it's a little rough.
Why is that?
Well, you know, not only you playing music, but then you got artists that come up that's trying to load their music.
Yeah.
And then some of them don't give you a set of order of when to play the
so you
music.
gotta figure out what.
So you gotta listen to them and try to figure it out. And then some of their tracks are not even playable.
Right.
And now you're trying to adjust certain things, the volume, the bass, to try to make it sound good because you don't want them to cut the music and then they do the honorary blame. Man, the DJ having some problems, y'all. Such and such. No, nigga, don't blame me. Ain't nobody tell you to record on this play school ass microphone. Jesus.
Is that a play school microphone?
Jesus.
Look at that.
And
You
then,
showing your age.
I tell you. Up in there with the toy to her head. So now it's like, and then you get a track. Oh my God. And they try to sing over the track. And the track has words. So now you're adjusting your microphones to make it sound good. Make sure
because that's not a performance piece.
No. See, Lord Jesus. Let's not even get started.
So why Kinfolk as a DJ name?
Kinfolk is always a saying that I've always had. Like, my family is from the South.
Okay.
So, you know, Kinfolk is family. You
Yeah.
know? So, that's a saying I've always carried through my comedy career because I love making people feel like family in
Right.
my audience. You know, I'm your kinfolk, you my kinfolk. You know what I'm saying? We here to have fun. You know, so you fight to me, like something wrong with you, because I'm trying to make you feel like family.
Right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying? So, I was in the process of trying to find a DJ name, and my man Von Lewis, the scholar, he was like, yo, why don't you use Kinfolk as your DJ name? And I thought about it, and I was just like, all right, we can roll with that. Your
Right.
favorite DJ. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, I see what you did there. So, been rolling with it ever since.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be amazed at how the stories people tell about how they came up with their stage names and stuff. And sometimes you be thinking it's gonna be this elaborate story, and they hit you with the like boom boom, and that's it. And you be like, oh, okay. But it makes sense though. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So how did you get into podcasting?
Oh man, so I grew up on radio, right? Cause I used to get in trouble a lot as a kid. So I get my TV taken away. I end up on punishment a lot,
Yeah.
shit like that.
They love to do that.
God knows. I got PTSD right now. But every time I see a belt, I sweat.
Not your sweat.
It'd be my own. I ain't even wear a belt today. But you know, I used to get on punishment a lot. But for some particular reason, my folks used to leave the radio in my room. So I ended up,
Well, they was nice. My mom listened to the radio and the TV.
bruh, that shit.
They would leave it in the room and tell me I better not touch it. That's how they would be.
Oh Lord. See, you had it rough,
Yeah,
right?
right. Well, my son got even worse because I take the cords off the PlayStation.
Oh, see, now that's just mental.
No power
That's
source.
just damage. I bet you get the picture though.
Yeah, he sure do.
Yeah,
And you
man.
go to power it on and don't know that happen.
Oh my God. Heartbroken. And you see, that's what my parents did. My parents weren't really true believers in like laying them hands on.
Yeah.
They were like psychologically, okay, this is something you like to do. You like to play PlayStation and Xbox. Boom, snatch it away from you.
Mm-hmm.
So they would leave the radio in my room. So I'm listening to Tom Joyner and Doug Banks all these other cats and Zulu at night and stuff like that, try to get by.
He's really trying to age you.
Yeah, I'm a throwback.
But I love Zulu.
Oh man, that's my dog, man.
Zulu
And
and
family.
family.
What?
Keep your radio locked, baby.
Yeah.
Look.
Used to run through the house like, who do you love?
Yeah. That was my favorite part of the show.
So yeah, I listening to all of them, and so I'm like, damn, I want to do this for a living. Like I want to be on the radio. So my initial thought was to go to college and do mass communications, but I knew me, I'm not necessarily built for college. Okay,
Okay.
All that partying, women partying, more women party. Not
The introvert is potting.
yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna come. I'm just gonna be in the club. I'm in that thing though. You know what I'm saying? So eventually, once I saw that I could do podcasting online on my own and not have to go and beg for a job at a radio station, I was like, okay, maybe I'll make my own radio show. And that was the birth of the Black Top. And it's like 2012, so I'm in New Orleans, Louisiana, because that's where I was living in at the time. And so I just started just going through Blog Talk Radio, which is really old. We used to do blogs on your cell phone. You could talk and have a whole radio show talking on the cell phone. So, it went through that, and then eventually I just put more money and more investment into microphones and things like that. And Black Talk started to take off. So,
Okay.
I love it, man.
So, do you want to go into radio? Or do you want to stay in podcasting? And what is the difference?
I don't want to do radio.
Why?
I think you get more control.
When you don't do radio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've, just from listening to radio, it's more commercials and music.
Yeah,
than
I
it
about to
is
say
you.
advertisements and stuff like that.
Right.
Mhm.
Which, the bottom line is to make money. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But for the most part, it's just a matter of having more control over
But I
my
think
content.
podcasting and radio kind of like, as far as popularity, they're like neck and neck now. Because like
Oh, yeah.
a lot of podcasts have
Oh,
like,
my God.
you know what I'm saying, birthed and grown. Pre-COVID, COVID, you know what I'm saying? Especially COVID. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you do video with your podcast, which
Yeah.
that takes you to a whole nother level too.
Yeah. And so, just trying to find avenues to entertain people and more than just, listening live through audio wise. Now you can go back and see, oh man, they crazy. Not just through audio, but also on video. These people ain't got no
Yeah, I
sense.
called into the Black Talk before.
Yeah,
shared
you
my
did.
opinions.
Yes, yes.
Stuff like
we
that.
appreciate that.
No problem.
And we have a lot of fun, man.
So do you do audio like separate? Like you can listen to you on a platform like
Mhm.
I
So-
can't even think of a platform right now.
So we do MixLR live on Wednesday nights, as if we're just like a regular radio show. And then we take clips of segments and then post it on YouTube, so people
Okay.
can see. Throughout the whole weekend, we'll let people know what exactly we look like when we talking
Kind of
about.
like the Breakfast Club.
Kind of like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's what
you
they
know,
be doing.
And they paved the way for this, as
Yeah,
far
they're
as
dope.
visually seeing a radio show.
So do y'all do interviews with people too on
We do.
the Black Top? Okay.
We do. So we do interviews. We talk a lot of shit about, life, love, relationships, common people stuff,
Y'all talk about like current events.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Stuff like that.
We're big on the community too, our community most importantly, just trying to uplift, but also give people a laugh.
What made you move back to Richmond from New Orleans?
Oh man. I ask myself that every day.
Not every day. Because people that live here don't usually come back. And then people from up north, like, they migrate down here. Like, it's the best thing since sliced bread. And I'd be like, Richmond, I love my city. Don't get me wrong. But if I move out, I don't think I'm coming back. I come back and visit. But live here.
Right. I'm not. Richmond is cool,
Yeah, that's why I love Richmond.
but New Orleans is a whole nother devil.
Yeah, it is.
I was stationed in the Navy. And
Oh, it's military.
so, yeah.
Mm.
So I got Navy, and I lived there for like a year, and I let my parents sucker me into moving back here because they were getting old and things like that. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right,
Well, that's an understandable reason, though.
yeah, yeah.
That's understandable.
is sometimes,
Like, yeah, right. That's what you look like. Like, yeah, right.
sometimes it's not always good to listen to your parents. Okay, all right. As they
Is
tell
that the advice we giving?
you know, hey, just say no sometimes.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So do you think Richmond is gonna give you that big break as a comedian, or do you think you need to go outside of Richmond?
Now that's a great question. I don't necessarily feel like I have to leave Richmond, but I will say I do know that there are way more stages outside of Richmond that can benefit me, and that's where my mental is now. I've done a lot of shows here. So if I keep doing shows here, I'm not gonna grow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get any more opportunities that I really think I should get. You know, get to perform at places like Caroline's or DC Improv or, you know, wherever else. You know, Miami, things like that. So, I won't necessarily make the move at this time.
You think you have to move, like physically move, or you just gonna?
I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen. It's gonna have to happen.
Oh, okay.
Eventually, you know. And that's because, you know, the end game is to, you know, take the comedy and the podcast into another
What about
level.
DJing? Oh,
I can take that too. I can take that too.
it was the face for me.
I can take that too. You know, it. So, I wear a lot of hats, clearly.
Yeah.
I think my heart is really in stand-up comedy, though. You know,
Right.
that will forever be
Your
number
one
one,
thing.
right?
That one thing.
You know, DJing, I love doing it, but I just can't see myself being a
Full-time.
lifetime professional DJ.
right.
It's just something that I'm really good at that can make me money in the meantime. You
Yeah.
know? And then podcasting, I'll put that above DJing, but behind comedy. So, you know.
So did you start comedy before podcasting, or did you start podcasting before comedy?
Ooh, man. I started podcasting first.
Really?
Yeah. Comedy came late. I never wanted to do comedy, to be honest with you.
So how did you get into that then?
So my man Moo, Cuzzo,
Shout out to Mukaza.
shout out to Moo. There's a lot of name drops in this.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's how you pay homage, though.
There you go.
You know?
So Moo used to come to an open mic I used to host for Jamil at this place that used to be called Carry 100.
Pause. You did win an award last night for open mic, right? I mean, last year.
I did.
Open mic.
I did.
So you was
Yeah.
hosting your own open mic.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's wild. And that's because I love sharing the stage. I'm not a selfish guy at all. I love discovering new talent, you know, supporting them.
There's a lot of talent out here.
Listen,
Richmond got a whole lot of talent.
man, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy who you'll bump into and you'll be like, wow, I didn't know you did that. I didn't know
Yeah.
you could blow
People tell me
people.
that all the time.
Yeah.
People
You when
tell
I
me
first
that all
met
the
you,
time.
I was just
Yeah.
like, okay, all
You
right.
do all of that, too? Like,
Everything. But I love it, man. I'm like I said, I'm not a selfish guy at all. You know, I love just showing support. So that's actually part of doing podcasting and radio that I love to do is, you know,
meeting different people.
Yeah, you know, and having a team behind you and giving them the opportunity to shine just as much as you.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not just me on the show. You know, it's for other people. You
Yeah.
know? And that's pretty hard. From an outside standpoint, it looks hard because they're like, man, how do y'all share time amongst 5 people? But when you learn sometimes that you're okay with taking a step back and letting somebody else take the shine for an
Yeah.
episode, whatever the case may be, it's nothing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But podcasting came first. And then comedy came in 2016. And Moo was having this roast of this guy named Shahid Shabazz, who owns a barbershop down in Petersburg. So a lot of people in Petersburg knew him.
okay.
And he asked for a roast of himself to come up there for people to come up and joke on him.
Okay.
So he was like, look, man, we having this roast. I don't want you to roast, but I've been to your open mic shows. You funny. You ever thought about doing stand-up comedy? I said, fuck no. No, but it's crazy because growing up, I used to watch Comic View and
Yeah.
shit like that.
Man, do you know that they got Comic View on BET Plus? But
The old episode?
no, and it tricked me the other day. I'm sorry, this is completely derailing the question, but you know, you understand. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay. I told Babe, I said, oh, Comic View on here. We about to go back and watch some old episodes. We about to laugh.
Yeah.
And it was like 2 people per episode, and it only dated back to 2014, and it's only 1 season. I watched 2 episodes, and I was like,
Oh, they
this
disrespectful.
is not Comic View on BET.
Yeah.
This is not that. It's not that. It's not that. I thought it was bringing back, because you know they bring back all the old shows now. You know what I'm saying? Even if they revamped it a little bit, okay, fine. I was willing to accept the change. That was not giving.
Man. Comic View is a, man.
Classic.
That's in my DNA. Like,
Bruce.
oh my
And
God.
Ronaldo Ray.
Ronaldo Ray in the background. Yeah. Had Ricky Smiley come out and do Little Daryl.
I loved it. Loved it.
And see, I loved it. I used to get in trouble staying up past my bedtime watching this
Yes,
shit.
yes.
But even at that point, I never wanted to be
do
a
comedy.
comedian. I just love what, you know, I love
So
laughing.
how did the first show go?
Woo! It was actually really good.
Did you write anything?
I didn't.
You didn't. You just got up there and was yourself.
And I was finna die then.
Finna die.
Oh man, cause I'm going up there. I don't even know how this go. I ain't even talk to nobody. I'm trying to figure out what the hell am I gonna say.
So you didn't have no idea of how like the structure of a comedian.
Mm-mm. I just went up there and just winged it. And my first joke was talking about. Let me see. So this was 2016. So this was when, like, remember that Pokemon app?
Oh yeah.
Everybody
Pokemon
walking
Go.
around, yeah.
Mhm.
And so I was like, damn, wouldn't it be dope if people could find their baby daddy like this?
Oh.
That was my first joke.
Baby daddy go.
And,
Oh.
and so I didn't.
Niggas would be mad.
Oh my God. When I tell you I was sweating bullets, scared, because I'm like, boy, they about to jump the shit out of me, boy. This is some angry motherfuckers. This is in the hood of Hopewell,
Right.
Virginia. Man, when I tell you people were laughing, dying, and clapping off of that, and I was just like,
Oh, I got this.
okay, this ain't too bad, you know, and start talking about some other stuff, and I got an ovation.
Awesome.
And-
Have you ever bombed?
Oh, yeah, plenty of time. Yeah.
They don't discourage you at all? Or
No.
you learn from it and
I record most of my sets and look back at it, and so looking at the ones that I bomb, I pay attention to those the most.
to know what you did wrong?
Right.
Is it necessarily something that you did wrong, or it could just be like the people just wasn't the right crowd for the jokes?
Sometimes it can't be the crowd. Sometimes the crowd is there for one specific person.
Yeah.
So no matter how good I ain't laughing.
So in that case, it ain't your fault. It's like no pleasing them.
Sometimes it is, and then sometimes you'll kind of use the wrong joke in the wrong time. You know.
Okay.
So and young me was the type to go do a church event and talk about bitches and bonnets. You know what I'm saying? It's
Wait a
like,
minute.
hold up.
Wait a minute.
So I'm
How did you even say that in church? I want to know how you pulled that off.
It'd be outside of church. It'd be like in like some community center down where.
But it was a church
it's
event.
for the right, yeah. And so some people don't give me the fine print. And even though you get some laughs, you'll have some people like, I can't believe he said this shit.
Yeah.
And now you
They didn't
kinda
cut you
like,
off on that?
Nuh-uh.
Oh, they just let you keep
They
going.
just let it, just
Oh,
let it
it's
flow.
like, well, he already fucked up. I'm finished.
Oh man. Yeah, it's
That had to be the worst.
and see that's the part that's where you fight yourself at, right? Because you're thinking to yourself, man, what if I bomb? But you're fighting yourself to say, look, if you bomb, you bomb. Just go up there and tell your joke.
Could you tell during the show if you're bombing?
When people are talking over you while you trying to get out your joke, you bomb.
You sure it ain't just
I think that's worse
being
than
rude?
bombing. No, I've heard. I've learned now, the comedian I am, I'm gonna grab your attention
Irregardless.
regardless. So you can hear people paying attention to you because there's nothing being said. It's not even somebody ordering a drink, nothing. Now, but earlier me, yeah, some conversation going on. Motherfucker talk about Uncle Ben. I gotta go get my kids.
Irrelevant shit.
You know what I'm saying? Got one motherfucker on FaceTime. Girl, I don't know what I'm here for. You know, it's just.
No, I don't know what I'm here about.
It's rough.
Like, look at this.
Woo.
She say that. Do you answer? You here for me? You know what I'm saying? Shocked the shit out of her. She was like, oh, he heard me.
Facts.
So if you could share the stage with any comedian, who would you share the stage with?
If I know, well, it would be tough because he's dead, but it would have been Bernie Mac.
Well, I know that's what you was about to say.
would've
So
been
you said he was dead. I was like, you must be talking about Bernie.
I love his storytelling, man. His storytelling, the energy he puts into it, like that's something that I looked at and was like, okay, I could be that type of comedian. You know,
Right.
He's not on stage, you know, running, hopping, jumping, skipping, but his stories are just as similar as if he was running, hopping, jumping, and
Do
skipping.
you run hop, skipping jump on stage?
No, I don't. I'm too big. That stage
You're
ain't
not
big
big. You're
enough.
just tall. That's it. You just tall.
Have you seen some of these? The stage is normally about the size of so if I run and hop and skip, it will be my last show, medically.
So would you say he's the funniest comedian of all time?
It's tough to put him above Eddie. I think Eddie is just naturally just a fucking idiot, but he's close. You know, he's 1/8 to me. Yeah, Eddie to me is the standard, and Richard Pryor, respecting him, is just I didn't grow up on Richard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I do my homework on Richard, and I definitely think he's funny. You know, but someone who's impacted me more, Bernie and Eddie. You know, them two really had an influence on me as a comedian, deciding what type of comedian I should be. So,
Right.
yeah.
Have you been on tours? Or anything like you did a Mike comedy tour?
I went
You
on a
thinking about it?
slight tour.
What is a slight tour?
It's like a couple cities with Darren Fleet.
Okay.
Um,
He's funny too.
He is
hilarious.
He is. He's a dope comedian. So you know, we did like maybe 3 cities together. So you know that was fun. And just paying attention to how that went, I would definitely love to put together my own tour.
So that's something we're gonna get in the works.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, get that rolling. Take the blacktop along with
Yeah,
you. Do some shows in some different cities.
Yeah.
With that too.
Oh,
Cause you were able to travel with your podcast and stuff like that. Oh, that's dope too. I tell people don't box yourself in with podcasting. Like don't be like I gotta stay here and do it on this day and this time. You know what I'm saying? Like open yourself up so you can expand and do different things. You know what I'm saying?
People like excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And surprises. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
So, how do you decide when to retire your content? Like if you're doing a joke and you're like, all right, let me hang
throw
this
this
up.
one away.
Yeah. Put a pin in it.
I think posting it on social media.
Once you post it on social
Once I
media?
post it to social media, I'll never perform it again. Ever.